Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good evening. Hello everyone, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank and welcome all of you for joining us tonight for our special talk show together with as-Salihin Trustee Berhad and Hidayah Center Foundation. Although this clock has passed 9 p.m., but I can see you all still not sleepy, still together with us tonight, watching us instead of watching TV. And of course, we are so happy to see you here. Thank you very much. And the first thing I want you all to do is please like this live session on Facebook. Also share on your feed. Let's we spread this session to our beloved friends out there as much as possible. So, the topic we will be discussing tonight is very special. Tonight, we want to talk about Mu'allaf, specific on the topic of Hijrah and issues in Mu'allaf inheritance. As we know, to be in Mu'allaf shoes is not that easy when we are talking about adapting to the new religion as well as the new way of life. And one of it is the issues of inheritance. I believe many of our Mu'allaf brothers and sisters out there still not really understand, and maybe we need some enlightenment or guidance to handle this issue properly. So, with us, to address this issue for our better understanding, I bring with us tonight two great panelists. Of course, expert in Mu'allaf issues to give us some input on our topic. Let's welcome our brother Azad and sister Ilin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, it is a pleasure to have you both with us tonight. Thank you very much. Okay, first of all, let me introduce our honorable panelists tonight. Our first panelist with me here is brother Azad, and his full name is Azad Anandan Abdullah from Mualaf'S Santunan Hidayah Center Foundation. How are you, brother?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for inviting me.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you for being with us tonight. For your information, our brother Azad here is a senior consultant at Asian Banking School, which he has been active in banking study, financial industry for more than 6 years. And I believe with his wide experience and also as a mu'allaf since 4 years ago, there is so many things that we can learn from him. Okay, thank you, Brother Azad, for being with us tonight. And then, for our next panelist, my dearest associate in as-Salihin Trustee Berhad, Sister Nurilin Aisyah Abdullah. How are you, sister?
Alhamdulillah. Thank you. Nice to see you online, Zaro.
Yeah, it's long to see you again. Okay, for your information, Sister Ilin is an Islamic financial professional. She is a certified financial planner with a CSP and IFP professional certification. She is also a senior Islamic estate planner with as-Salihin Trustee Berhad. I might say that she is very experienced in financial industry, and as a mu'allaf, she is very familiar with both Islamic and non-Islamic financial issues. And also, she is very active with da'wah activities, especially for mu'allaf community through Islamic NGOs in Malaysia, Exin, for example, Chinese Muslim Association, Makmah Malaysia, Interactive Dakwah Tarbiyah, IDT, and many more. So again, I would like to welcome our panelists tonight. Thank you very much. So we can see here tonight, this is what we call Satu Malaysia. We got one Malay here, we got one Indian and one Chinese. Okay, this is one Malay here. Okay, no racist issue. Okay, so I believe with this, the presence of our two great panelists with us today, at least can help us to find a solution and also get us to a meaningful discussion for our topic tonight: Hijrah and issues in Mu'allaf inheritance. Again, for those who have any question, you can write down in the comment section below. Feel free to ask anything regarding to our topic tonight. We will respond to your question accordingly. Okay, let's just begin our discussion. I believe our panelists can wait no more. Too many things to share with us already. So my first question to Brother Azad. Okay, Brother Azad. Hidayah Center Foundation, as the body that always gives support to our Mualaf community, we believe that this organization has been facing many issues and challenges time to time, especially as a Mualaf. There is so many things need to be learned in Islam to be adapted as well as to practice. As the process of hijrah itself is not easy, as we can say, when you need to change the way of your normal life, what is the biggest or common challenges that always our Mu'alaf brothers and sisters struggling to deal with, either in social side as well as from the economy side? Please, Brother Azad.
Right. Assalamualaikum to Zarul and Asha and those in the FB Live. First and foremost, thank you to as-Salihin and HCF to invite me to participate in this forum. I'm very glad to be here, right? To be said, the challenges of Mualaf from social and economic perspective, it is always there all the time. Okay, let me start with the social perspective. Now, why a non-Muslim choose to become a Muslim? First of all, there are a few ways. One is he was moved, the call by Allah to become a Muslim. Some says because of they are very deprived socially. As you know, in Indian tradition or Indian culture, there's a system called system kasta. Okay, a caste system. Okay, some they feel that they are being demonished to a very low level, and they think by becoming Islam, you are given equal position, equal treatment, and everyone is the same, regardless of your skin color, your culture, your language, and your social background. And third, sometimes you fall in love with a Muslim girl. The beauty is either the inner beauty or the outer beauty. So that is more to like suddenly, right? Now I am in that category. Okay, I met a Muslim girl, I fell in love, then eventually we married. So
really?
Yeah, I would say that at first that I find that it's okay, because even while I was a Hindu before, my association with religion is quite liberal, because I came from a place called Penang. You know, there are Malays, there are Mamaks, and a lot of Chinese.
Right.
And I look exactly like Mama. I go to mosque, even I was a Hindu, and nobody noticed me anything because they think another Mama walking into mosque. So that's my first interaction with Islam. And of course, whenever I go, I didn't go there to do any survey. I just feel whenever you enter any masjid or madrasa, you feel calm in you. So maybe that was a true calling then. Then eventually I married my wife. Before that, I recited my Kalima Shahada in 2019. And after 2 years, I married her. And now I'm a practicing Muslim. Now, what is the challenges socially? One, once you become a Muslim, the shock wave you send to your inner circle, especially your family and friends. You'll be thinking, why? What has gone in your mind? Are you crazy? Or are you really out of your mind? Or Malays will say, you kena pukau ke apa? So you suddenly takkan you tak boleh cari among your own circle and so on. So like I said, no, love is blind, isn't it? Okay. So it happened to be a married Muslim girl, yes. But nobody questioned me that, because they know me being a person, I make a wise choice. Okay. The other social perspective people will think is you convert because you want some status upliftment. Okay, because you are being Indian, you feel very backward socially and economically, and you feel that by being a Muslim, you are being rewarded. Okay, either the social status or the economic status. Okay, and the third thing is people will think is if you become a Muslim, you won't give anything back to the family, especially to your older parents or your siblings or someone is dependent on you. That anything were to happen to you, Muslim has the first right, and the non-Muslim have no rights, and the non-Muslim have to wait out for the mercy of the Muslim to give whatever they wish to give, not because the parents have the right to take from their son or daughter once they are no more. Okay, that is the biggest thing, because end of the day, even you are husband or wife or your parents, it's all comes down to the money. Am I going to benefit? My son all the while give me maintenance so and so amount, suddenly become Muslim, he won't give. I cannot demand. I cannot go to court. Okay? Or the wife has the full right. She will give when she thinks that I'm in good terms with her. That's one. Or they get disconnected. Once you become Muslim, you practice change, right? 5 times prayers, the 5 principle or the pillars of Islam. You have to fast, okay, you have to pray 5 times, you have to pay zakat. Besides me paying my income tax, which is something additional, which I'm still paying now, I'm glad to pay. And see, these are the challenges, okay? Because you want to balance from what you were and what you are now, something new, right? That is the social, and that creates a gap between family, between friends, and also the way of life. Okay, because you don't, if you are becoming a Muslim, you avoid the haram food and also the practice like beer. You don't go to uh, gambling, then tak boleh beli nombor ekor. Okay, tak makan benda-benda makanan daging yang haram, as you know, pork, for example, and so on and so forth. Okay, so these are the social challenges because it's a total 360 change in way of life. But the other people think that you change for bad. But as a Islam, as a Muslim, you change for good. So these are the challenges. Now, from economic side, a lot of people think that if you become Muslim as a Mualaf, okay, they said the first 5 years you are given some assistance financially and also some privilege. Now, this privilege is not just economically. Yes, if you fall in B40 category, yes, you are getting assistance. Maybe monthly allowance. If you can't pay the rental, they support you. HCF Center, they support you more than that. For example, in business-wise, if you want to follow the basic Islamic teachings, you know, how to recite Quran, how to perform your prayers. Yes, this kind of thing that they are providing. But on the money matters, it still boils down to like what I will get the first few years. And it is also true through my research, through my interaction with some mualaf, that some of them become Muslim at first because of economic gain. They get allowance, they got the rental paid. If they are married, maybe they get more allowance because there's a family and so on. But the mindset has to change because Islam gives you that, or the first 5 years as a mualaf is to motivate you to do better. Okay, that is the economic challenge that they have to undertake to liberate themselves. Okay, lucky I don't fall in that category. I'm not B40. So I don't actually gain monetarily from any organization, let's say HCF or even Jawi and so on. Okay, even socially, I'm able to manage because being a learned person, I can convince people why I choose Islam. Not just because that in the first place I'm married to a Muslim girl, but I love the religion and I accept the religion that it will always teaches one is tolerance, the other thing is peace, and one God. Okay. Now, so these are the things that Mualaf faces from point of social and also economic. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Brother Azad. So we can say that it's not easy to be mu'allaf, especially when we need to convert, we need to change the way of our life and the acceptance of family members and the society itself, and also give impact to our economy, right? Our personality and everything. But with the power of love, for example, for Mr. Azad cases lah, for the power of love make him happy. So he choose Islam. And at the end of the day, this is life. what we want to make us happy to our life, right? Okay. So the next question to our sister Eileen. Okay, sister, as a mu'allaf and engaged with inheritance administration field, I would like to have your view and opinion about hukum faraid. I believe this is one of the challenges that is always triggered our brothers and sisters in mu'allaf inheritance issues. As much as I heard, some of our brothers and sisters sometimes got confused with hukum faraid practicing in Islam, which leads into one understanding or stigma that hukum faraid is a bit unfair, and also leads into inheritance issues between their family members. As we know, Faraid has put some specific guideline to distribute the asset left, which as a Muslim, we cannot show the rules, we cannot show the hukum. What can you say about this? Or maybe some enlightenment on this matter? Please, Sister Milin.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Zaro, for the very long questions. Right, to all my brothers and sisters who are watching the program, Brother Azad, our moderator, Zaro, the team from as-Salihin, Trustee Berhad, my team from Era Advisory, and all my beloved friends online. Now, before I go into that to answer to that questions, yeah. Well, Alhamdulillah, I'm very honored to be here tonight to attend and meet all of you at this talk show, Hijrah and Issues in Mualaf'S Inheritance, a topic which is very, very close to my heart. And I'm sure many Muslim reverts, brothers and sisters who are watching this program tonight, for those of you who I've met, for those of you who I've not met, again, I'm Elaine Aisha. I'm a Chinese Muslim revert from Johor Bahru, and now I reside in Kuala Lumpur. Now, why I say this topic, Mualaf inheritance, it's very, very close to my heart. Basically, it comes from my very personal experience in my journey to Islam. Well, I'm going to answer Zaro's questions in a very layman and story base. Otherwise, it's going to be very technical and everyone is going to fall asleep. All right. So why inheritance is so close to Mu'alaf and also to myself? Now, I still remember I embraced Islam 20 years ago, about 20 years ago, and I did it quietly. I didn't tell anyone. I only informed my parents of my conversion after I officially signed the paper, right? I was working in Singapore and my parents they were in Johor Bahru. So I told them over the phone. So guess what was the reaction? I can see smile on Brother Azad's face, and I wish I could see all my brothers, Mu'alaf brothers, sisters online. I can see your faces. I know you guys know and somehow can anticipate what happened. Well, so it was chaotic, and to keep it short, well, my parents had a lot of concerns. They were concerned about my future, my life, my career, my status as a woman in Islam, and my marriage, and so on and so on. And one of it, which is one of their concern, it's also my wealth, as in wealth that I'm going to inherit from them, and also whatever money and they're going to give it to me. To them, it's going to go into Islam. Okay, it's going to go to Baitul Mal. It's going to be controlled by Faraid. And I still remember my mom specifically, she told me at quite the last stage of she was trying to get me back from, out from the religion. So she said, if you refuse and you're still being so stubborn, you don't want to leave this religion, you're not going to get a single cent from my will, from her will, basically. Yeah. To think about it, all these concerns is because our non-Muslim family, our parents, love us a lot. They love us and they're concerned about us. Now, but to zoom into why wealth, right? So what I mentioned just now to answer Zaro's question, this is one of the stigma or misunderstanding by many non-Muslim families towards Islam and towards Faraid. As in, once you embrace Islam, your wealth, your money, everything will be controlled by faraid. And faraid is very strict, as in already got portions fixed. Oh, wife only get 1/8, and daughters get lesser. Sons, men got they receive more. So a lot of this kind of so-called messages, it's being heard, among the non-Muslim. But to me, a lot of things that they heard is actually halfway. It's not full version. Okay, it's not the full. It's only half of it. Okay, so this topic, it's very close to my heart because of what I went through, and that's what keeps me going in the past 5 years until today. Every day just keeps me going, reaching out to as many Mualaf brothers and sisters who I met to share with them, to help them understand, and to help them provide them with solutions. Solutions as in manage your estate, and you can manage it. Yes, faraid is there. So we're going to talk about like how we can actually use faraid to enhance our inheritance plan. Well, so but the thing is now what I observed in these years of my practice, many new mu'alaf or reverts, they do not know about faraid. They do not know. And from what I observe, your brother Azad, if correct me, upon conversion in the Malaysia this system, faraid is not one of the topic, or rather one of the modules being taught or shared to
Correct.
the reverts. Yeah. So yes, we learned solat, we learned a lot of other topics, but specifically on faraid, it's not part of the topic. So many people actually didn't know. And based on, I would say maybe says out of 10 of new reverts who I meet, 8 out of 10, they don't know what is faraid, or maybe they heard, but they don't know, they don't understand. Okay, so when the conversation goes on, they have so much of a concerns, as in like, oh, I have purchased house on 2 names with my non-Muslim siblings. Or, oh, I'm very concerned about my EPF, because EPF, how going to distribute? Sebab tak boleh hibah, cannot hibah. So they have all kind of concerns, as in joint asset with their non-Muslim families, or they want to give assets to their children, non-Muslim children from the previous marriages. Yeah, or they want to give assets to their non-Muslim parents. Yes, they are not in the same religion as us, but they are the one who raised us, actually also accept us. So these are the issues that become quite, I would say that it's not complicated, but it's because of lacking of understanding. And just before I end these questions, I wanted to answer to when Zaro say, oh, people say faraid is unfair. Okay, my perspective, being CFP professional, IP professionals, and also a practitioner in this line, why you say unfair? Everyone has been allocated a fixed portion, right? And it's been fixed portion that no one can challenge. So meaning, okay, for those of you, maybe I noticed there are some new Muslim who are listening, they may not even know what is faraid. So to put it very layman, faraid is actually, to me, it's a formula or a recipe that denotes the shares, the fixed shares of inheritance allocated for each of the family members or legal heirs. Okay, and when a Muslim pass away, and this faraid, who gets how much, when husband dies, wife gets how much, children gets how much, this has been mentioned in Surah An-Nisa, ayat 11, 11, 12, and 176. So it provides a very systematic and detailed distribution method to each and every deserving family members. Okay, so to me, why you say unfair? It's fair because it's been locked and it's been secured for each and every one. So I think maybe some say unfair. If you think unfair as in it's too little, well, that's just a base. If you think it's too little, you add on, you enhance it. Well, I think we'll talk about it maybe in the following questions later. Yeah, so to me, it's fair because it's already fixed. So everyone is so-called promised and guaranteed a portion. So I don't see why you say it's unfair. All right.
Correct.
Yeah. Over back to you.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Sister Eileen, for the explanation, especially about the faraid. So I hope we can get more clearance or clearance on the what is the faraid means in Islam. So, so the next question I will ask to Brother Azad.
Yep.
Okay, hijrah means migration from one place to another, which to somewhere or some situation that is not familiar with us. As a mu'allaf, to change the way of our normal life is not an easy journey. Also, the mu'allaf community in Malaysia is so small, which from the study I have found, there is not even 10% mu'allaf community in our society. At Hidayah Center Foundation itself, how can this body provide support to our brothers and sisters, or maybe helping them in terms of guidance and moral support to at least lessen their struggling in the process of hijrah? Please, Brother Azad.
Thank you, Azaro. Sorry. Just before I could answer on this, something I noted down when Sister Aisha just now mentioned about unfairness, right? Yeah, everybody getting their portion, so it should be fair. One of the feedback that I receive from even the Muslims and the Mualaf'S is the portion that goes to uh, other than the wife and children, like the siblings, the parents, they are complaining unfair in the sense of when we are in bad condition or while we are still, my husband is still alive, no one came, no one visited, no one helped, no one talked. But when they know there's a money for them and they suddenly they become so close, they want the money. Even they're not close, they just want the money because they have the right to towards that. When they never contributed, even from social aspect, economic aspects, or any kind of help, or morally, or moral support. So that's what many people think, that that portion is unfair, and that's why they should not get. Now, this is the feedback normally that I receive. Maybe Sister Aisha can answer that later.
I like that. I like that. Thank you for highlighting.
Yeah. Then on the Zarul said so aptly about the Hijrah, right? It is a journey. Okay, it won't just stop from me being a non-Muslim, become a Muslim, point A to point B. It's not like that. Journey means until the last breath that I gonna breathe. It's gonna be like learning something about Islam, practicing becoming a good Muslim. Now, in this regard, HCF or Hidayah Center Foundation, being a very active NGO, they have contributed and still actively and immensely contributing to the development, of Mualaf'S in terms of economic and also social. Okay, for example, they give some funds if you want to start a business, and most importantly, they provide free religious classes for you to learn Quran, uh, uh, the foundation level or even advanced level, even to the level that if you are really potential, you can become an imam. Okay, they visit you when to give you the moral support. Okay, and for the children of the Mualaf'S, okay, they support you in school expenses, bags, books, and so on. Okay, during the Kurban time, they even contribute to you, okay, on your portion, which is a part of pillars requirement under the Islamic tenets. And last not least, they also have icon mu'alaf. If they choose someone who is exemplary, and they will promote you and they will showcase you that this is exemplary Muslims mu'alaf, where other mu'alaf can learn and choose their path to understand more about the religion and also how to support each other. I would say the HCF from time to time actively promote a lot of programs. Okay, I even attend one in Imam Al Ghazali Mosque a few months ago where they did together with Jawi. Okay, uh, co-sponsored by the Prime Minister's office. Okay, the Madani concept by the Prime Minister, where we call speakers and the participants are more allowed. They can ask, participate in question, doing business. This is more to like know each other better and to close the rapport. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Brother Azad, for the explanation. And for the next question, we back to inheritance issues. Sister Ilin Aisha, is it necessary for Mu'alaf to plan their inheritance? How can they ensure the direction of their asset and family members' legacy after they are no longer around? What is the best solution for our brothers and sisters to avoid the problems and issues inheritance matter, especially for our Mu'alaf community? Maybe some explanation or advice on this matter?
Okay, good question, Zaro. The answer is absolutely. Absolutely need to make inheritance plan. In fact, not just Muslims, not just Mu'alaf, everyone, Muslims, non-Muslims, we just need to make inheritance planning. All right, but a lot of people don't take this seriously because they don't plan to die. None of us here plan to die, as in like, oh, I'm going to die next year, May. Okay, so I'll do my inheritance planning in April next year. We have not heard something like this, right? So to back to your question, everyone needs. Now, but specifically, why for Mu'alaf? It become a little bit more extra controversial. I use the word controversial because people like to talk about this issue as in, oh, it become difficult and all that. So it become extra controversial or extraordinary is because once we embrace Islam, we have to follow the Farid law, right? And most of the issues I see is so-called issue is because we don't have, as a Mu'alaf, we may not have a Muslim executor. Executor meaning the person who is going to take over or represent me after I pass away. So the executor who is going to run the show for me, go to close the bank account, clear all my debts, change the property's name, and run the show. So in Islamic inheritance law, the procedure, we need a Muslim executor. So I think specifically for Mu'alaf, most of the cases that we received, they do not have a Muslim executor. All right, so we don't even talk about who gets how much. Even you don't have a runner or so-called executor to start the engine to do the work, you won't even reach to talk about distributions, right? So the executor is one very critical considerations to all my Mu'alaf reverts brother and sisters. Look into that. Okay, there's no such things as automatic. I know that nowadays got a lot of automatic car, automatic remote, this and that. But when it comes to estate planning, when it comes to administration, there's no such thing as automatic. Oh, automatic lah, it goes to my children, or automatic lah, it goes to my parents. No such thing. All right, so that's number one, the executor must be a Muslim. Now, number two, why Mu'alaf particularly, specifically, is because the assets will then involve non-Muslim families. For example, our father, mother, siblings, ex-husband, ex-wife, or, children from the previous marriage. So most of the misunderstanding comes in when this non-Muslim family, especially parents, they get a shock as in, ni anak saya, this is my son. How come I don't deserve anything? I yang besarkan dia, I raised him. Why? So it comes in, oh, Islam tak fair, Islam tamak, take my son and take his money as well, left nothing for me. Now the question is, whose fault? Who actually didn't do and prepare documentation in advance? I'm not saying whose fault, but that's why we need to learn. I'm saying a lot of Mu'alaf, they didn't know. That's why they didn't know about the consequences. That's why they didn't do any planning, right? So second point is whereby we talk about it involve our family member who are non-Muslim. So now the responsibility for us as a Mu'alaf, as a reverts, we need to make the planning to ensure if you want to give something to your non-Muslim families, to your non-Muslim, friends or whoever, you can do so. Some people think, oh, cannot already. I peluk Islam already. Oh, they cannot inherit my thing. I cannot inherit my parents' house or everything. That's wrong. You can. Islam doesn't stop us from giving our assets to our non-Muslim family, but it's not automatic. You need to do something because we are living in a country. I mean, we are living in the era now that involve law, SOP, processes, ada perundangan, paperwork. So it's not like automatically it will run by itself. So it's very important, absolutely, for Mualaf brothers and sisters to know more about how this faraid works. I mean, what is faraid, and enhance by doing planning. Okay, doing planning. There are so many Islamic financial instruments that as-Salihin has actually installed. It's complete, right? We'll talk about it later. So importantly is do planning. Your non-Muslim families can get if you want to give something to them, but it's not automatic. So you need to do planning and come up with comprehensive documentations that can actually help during our absence. Yeah, back to you, Zaro.
Okay, thank you very much, Sister Eileen Aisha. So for the next question, I would like to ask our brother Azad. What is your best advice to our Mualaf community, especially to our brothers and sisters out there that is still struggling and looking for solution, also looking for support in the process of hijrah? From what we have discussed just now, maybe you can give some advice or maybe some solution for them. Please, Brother Azad.
I don't know whether I can give them solution, but I can give them advice. There are many aspects of people. I will talk from my experience. Now, if you choose Islam based on love for the religion, I think most likely you won't struggle because it's not about money, it's about the religion. Some people, they choose Islam because they want to be elevated socially or economically, or they become Muslim because they married a Muslim girl, then they like, yeah, I made the right choice. Okay? Because they already married. So after some time they feel like, oh, this is not the religion that really which I think that it should be for me, or it is supposed to be like what I expected. They want to go back to their original religion and so on. Then you can see disputes. Okay? And some of the struggle is because they don't practice Islam's 5 pillars. They have one leg here and one leg there. Meaning to say, they are Muslim in the name. At the same time, they also go back to the old practice. For example, how the religion, Islam religion, is practiced sometimes together with the culture and the rites of what they are originally. Like some Hindus, they celebrate Deepavali, for example, because it has to do with religious celebration. Chinese New Year is different. It is Chinese New Year. It's nothing to do with religion actually. Anybody can celebrate. But the Deepavali is different. Can I go for something religious? Okay? This is the struggle they have because it's something they have been following for too long or all the while until they become Muslims, right? So my advice is, yes, you can celebrate Thaipusam, you can celebrate Deepavali, but you don't mix the religion. You participate as a spectator, or you participate because you celebrate the spirit of New Year, okay, or the spirit of Deepavali, not into religion. Don't perform any rituals, okay? Some people even ask, if my parent passed away, if I am supposed to do the last rites, am I allowed? Yes, you are allowed. According to few ustad that I've seen, or imams that scriptures that I've read, yes, you can. It just you don't mix with the religion. You perform your last rite according to the tradition and culture, but do not mix with the religion. Anything to do with religious connection, you try to avoid. Okay, that's on the family or social aspect. As what Sis Asha said, if I die, can my mother get something? Or if I didn't write any will she still able to get it from my spouse or from the execution by the executor? Okay, if there's a will, if I forget something, that's another thing. As Asha said, it is don't do that mistake. Okay, either you enter a will or you hibahkan to your family members, especially your parents. Another thing is the economic struggle. Okay, they think that once they become Muslim, they struggle economically and they got nowhere to go. Actually, it's not entirely true. If you are fall in certain category, especially the B40 category, not just
Mhm.
HCF, a lot of organizations, including Javi, could assist you. As a Mualaf, you are given privilege for 5 years, okay, to uplift your social status and also your economic status. Okay, please approach them. Okay, especially HCF. They will extensively assist you, help you, and even guide you. Okay, because we have Mualaf community. From time to time, we talk each other, we invite each other, we involve in their matters that to mendalami Islam and so on. Okay, if
Mhm.
your faith is not strong, you become Muslim for the namesake, we will definitely continue to struggle. Okay? Once you already accepted Islam, become a Muslim, you have to have only one mindset that Islam as religion is all that about is important. Okay? If you practice the tenets of Islam, the social, the economic slowly will change. For some people, it may take some time, but definitely the path is clear for you after some time. That is my advice to them. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Brother Azad, for the answer. So for the advice also. And again, I want to urge you all, the participant with us that joined us tonight, you can feel free to ask any question in our chat, or maybe you can click our WhatsApp group to ask our expertise, our expert here to answer your question, or maybe some problems or issue regarding to your problems in Mualaf matters. Okay, Sister Eileen, back to Faraid things, inheritance things. Since you are expertise in inheritance, there is some thought that some of our brothers and sisters don't want to follow Faraid. I got this question from the chat box. They want to do a plan that can avoid faraid. Is that possible? And then as a part of as a team of as-Salihin trustee Berhad that provide service of estate planning, what can you or as-Salihin itself help this problem and our Mualaf community?
Okay,
Please.
thanks, Zaro. Very good question. I wonder who posted that. Okay, I received these questions. All right. Now, straight to the point. If you don't want to follow Farah 8, if you don't want to, whoever is asked these questions, you don't want to follow Farah 8. Now, question back to you. When will Farah 8 kicks in? Farah 8 calculation, the formula kicks in after we are gone. Okay? So don't wait until we are gone for Farah 8 to kicks in. Now, when you're still alive, do something. And it's, to me, it's already very transparent. Farah 8 is the formula, or when husband pass away, wife gets how much, husband's parents gets how much. Like just now, Brother Azad mentioned. Suddenly, the whole kampong appear when the person passed away. Like, oh, I'm also his so and so and all that. Okay, so now when we learn Farah 8, we already know that one day when I pass away, who will get how much, right? You already know. So if you think that is not what your wishes of how you want to give according to the Farid structure, don't wait for it to happen. As in, you can actually do something now, do planning now. That's where then as-Salihin and the team, we the Islamic estate planners are here for you. As in, do some planning now, okay, with whatever instruments, hibah, harta pencarian, what do you call that? Living testamentary trust, many documents that we have. So we'll help you to customize, okay, to do a plan that yes, faraid, no choice, whatever left after we pass away will still subject to faraid distribution. But whatever we can distribute now, we can plan now, we do now. All right. And also in just to add on, in as-Salihin, the wasiat document is comprehensive in the sense that there are also clauses, right? So put down your wishes. You can don't follow faraid as per your wishes, but provided that the faraid heirs agree to it. Okay, they agree to it after reading or listening what you've mentioned in your wasiat, in your will, justifying why you want to give certain portions more to, let's say you have a younger daughter who is still not independent, financially not independent. So there's a reason, and use the wasiat, the will document, to say it out, to explain, to justify why your wishes is not to follow faraid. Well, so there are actually channels. Now on this point, I want to highlight, because I find this a not say it's quite interesting, because I meet many Mualaf friends. When we talk about this topic, for example, they will tell me, "Oh no, my lawyer say this. My lawyer say can do. My lawyer say cannot do." Okay, so good. Then we'll ask, is your lawyer, first of all, is your lawyer Muslims, non-Muslim? Is your lawyer Sharia savvy, as in qualified to advise you Sharia compliant, this inheritance plan? Why I highlight this, Zarul? Because many Mu'alaf, reverts brothers and sisters, they have done their will before they convert to Islam. So they may not aware that their will can no longer be used. And they're still referring to their lawyer, who are actually advising them on the non-Sharia clauses, rules. Yeah, so this is something to really to take note. I just can't bear to tell them that you've spent so much doing your will and paying the lawyer, but it's not Sharia compliant. Now you're Muslim, you have to follow the Sharia law. Okay, so that is one thing. So go for a professional who have a professional Islamic estate planner license, qualified, compliant advisor, professional, so that you can actually get the right advice. Okay, and also like personally, like for myself, because being a revert myself and go through the experience, understanding better, as in what will be the sensitivity, the issues between Muslim and non-Muslim family. So this will be a very good advantage. I'm all out, as in helping whoever needs help on this discussion, on this topic. Yeah, we can speak in Mandarin, in Malay, or in English to help you understand and to give you a comprehensive understanding based on your needs to plan a good estate planning for especially the Mu'alaf, right?
Okay, thank
Okay.
you, Sister Eileen. So basically, the conclusion is from the question, we can give to our family member, maybe a non-Muslim family member, more than faraid, or maybe more. We can don't want to follow the faraid through early planning, right? Okay, so for the last question for both of you, maybe any conclusion that you can say from our discussion tonight. Maybe I will start with Brother Azad. Any last word to our participant today?
Yeah.
Please.
Thank you, Zara. Those Mualaf out there, our struggle will always remain because we are new reverts, right? The
Correct.
society, even the Muslims themselves sometimes will the already born Muslims. For example, if you go to mosque, sometimes I go to mosque, people wondering whether I'm in the wrong place. And some even observe whether I'm doing the prayer properly because they think somebody's there just to play sentiments and so on. Okay. So just ignore that, because any masjid or any madrasa is the house of God. Okay, all are invited. That's one. Secondly, your faith in Islam should not waver, because as you become a Muslim is a call from Allah. There will be a test for you. Okay, it's not that easy journey, so you should not feel demotivated in any events. You feel demotivated socially or economically or even deep inside your soul. Approach your Muslims, because Islam is a religion of muafakat. Okay, one Muslim will always help another Muslim for you to overcome your struggle. Okay, that's my advice to you. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Brother Azad, for your advice and last word. And then for our next panelist, Sister Eileen, any last word or maybe advice to our brothers and sisters out there? Please, Sister.
Right, to all my beloved, dearest brothers, sisters, especially the reverts. Now, Islam is beautiful, it's complete, it's comprehensive. It teaches us the way of life, and until after we pass away, our wealth distribution is also being mentioned, it's being taught, it's being guided. MashaAllah, it's so complete. Okay, so Fara'id is there as a formula. It's a formula, all right? So if you think that it's not enough for whoever you want to give to, okay, do something now. Okay, do something now and do some planning now. No need to wait until Fara'id kicks in. Okay, but look for a trusted and also a trusted, reliable advisor, professional. Like as-Salihin has been around for the past almost 20 years. It's very experienced, handled various kind of cases. And for Mualaf, especially because, as I mentioned, a Mualaf may not have a trusted Muslim executor, because maybe your father, your mom, your siblings, they love you so much, they want to help you to manage your estate, but they are not Muslim. So that's why sometimes non-Muslim family felt a bit slighted, as in like, oh, this my son doesn't belong to our family anymore because we cannot help him do anything. So knowing that, Mualaf, brothers, sisters, knowing that you may not have a Muslim executor, so that is where as-Salihin can help you as an executor, right? A professional who are expert in handling and dealing on handling your estate on behalf of you. In case your cases, for example, involve baitumal, involve third parties and all that, you need someone expert who can actually reliable and to be there for you. So I think that it's very important. Yeah. And I also want to mention this because just to tackle back the question just now, as in Farai unfair and why girl only get one portion, boy get two portions, Islam is unfair. Because once I met a family, Indian reverts, they have 3 beautiful daughters. So when I did the calculation for them during the consultation, they flipped the table as in like, what? Just because I have 3 daughters, I have no sons, and my house will, partially goes to Baitumal? They were like, freak. Okay, so to tackle, we have many more episodes of this series. So I was told not to speak too much, too detailed. Okay, we'll keep that for the next episode. But what I wanted to mention is to all my brothers and sisters. Now, when we testify dua kalimah syahadah, Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah, we bear witness that there is no other God but Allah, and Prophet Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. What does it mean? To my fellow brothers and sisters, especially the revert, now we submit. The moment that we ucap, we testify dua kalimah syahadah, it's that we believe, we trust, we submit to Allah, and we have faith in whatever Allah set and instructs for us to practice. It comes with a reason. and goodness, in it. We may know the reason now, we may not even see the reason now. Why, right? But along the way, as we learn, pursue our knowledge in Islam, inshallah, we will see the why and all that. But now, if you were to argue, oh, why so unfair, and maki hamun lah, as in like complain and all that, so what can you do? Right, Zaro, you agree with me? As in,
Yes.
let's be wise, be smart. Okay, the law is there. We will come to understanding, inshallah. But for now, do what is right in terms of what can secure your assets. What you can do, rather than I'm not happy. Oh, I don't want to do anything. This is unfair. When I embrace Islam, bila I peluk Islam, no one told me this. Why now suddenly all this come out? I've met all kind of, and that's why every day is an interesting day for me, because I meet different people with Mualaf with different reactions. Yeah, so I always pray for them, pray for all our fellow friends to understand Faraid better and open up, Ya Allah, open their heart for them to understand and to do something. Because if we don't do, and especially for Mualaf, we don't do up a good plan, a good, solid, comprehensive estate plan, it most probably will end up some misunderstanding, create misunderstanding between Muslims and non-Muslims, our family. Yeah. So if you love them, do something now so that everyone, get protected. But go do and consult someone professional. Don't listen to all these, I don't know what, makcik lah, aunties lah, buy vegetable at the pasar, then listen to all these non-professional. It's going to confuse you and make you worry more and have further misunderstanding. Yeah,
Another
inshallah.
thing, Tasha, if you said professional, yes, meet the credible professionals, okay?
Credible,
Correct.
licensed, credible. And tie your camel first and then put your trust in Allah. Just do something and then tawakkal. All right, inshallah. Back to you, Zaro.
Okay, thank you. Actually, Sister Aisha, I see some question from our Facebook comment. So I want to answer. I want to touch a little bit about the question about is it possible to give a family to non-Muslim family members via wasiat? And the other question is, must I give to Baitul Mal if I don't have son or children? So basically, as Sister Aisha said, we can do planning, a proper planning. That's we can give our asset or maybe our belonging to whoever that I want, with any portion that I want, that I wish. So in a proper documentation, maybe as Sister Aisha said, hibah, you can do hibah, or maybe you can do wasiat, hartas syariah, and so on. But I want Sister Aisha to answer this one question. Can faraid supersede wasiat or any other planning documents? Can you please advise on this matter a bit?
All right. So faraid is there, okay? Is there as a formula, right? So to answer, as in, can I not follow? Can I give more than what faraid has stated? You can if you do as a wish in the wasiat, it's a wish. So whatever you wish is provided, it can be done, provided your legal heirs, faraid heirs, agrees to it. Okay? So if you think that they may not agree, they may not agree that I want to give the whole house to my mom. My mom is a non-Muslim, all right? For example. That's why we say planning. Planning requires what? Planning requires you think, you anticipate what will happen. If you think that your waris faraid, your faraid in heirs may not agree to it, then we can actually go with a different instrument, hibah, right? And we have other solutions as well. So it's not like one document can settle everything. All right. So that I hope that answers.
Yes.
Yeah, you can give more provided it's agreed by your faraid heirs. Yeah, but doing it as in like putting down as a wish, no problem. But to add on, do something. I keep saying that do something because a lot of people are still listening to ceramah, listen to all these things, listen 10 times
And do nothing.
and do nothing. So when you do nothing, what would happen, right? Because for Mualaf'S, seriously, back to this, if you already have intention, you want to give something to your non-Muslim families, and you do nothing, okay, they will not get it automatically.
Yes.
But if you have a wasiat, 1/3, that means 33%, 33%, percent, it's secured for them if you do in the wasiat. If you want to say all, you can say all, provided with agreement from, as I mentioned, waris fara'id. But if they don't agree, at least the 33% is secured for your non-Muslim family. But if you think, oh, I'm not sure if they will fight or not fight, then go for other instruments, you know, that
Hibah.
can give the secure, the so-called the security and the guaranteed portion. Yeah, so it's like it's interesting. I'm just frustrated sometimes. Like people, oh, they don't want to do anything and they expect change the law or whatever. That's impossible. Back to you, Zara.
Okay, thank you very much. So, Alhamdulillah, we are already at the end of our session. The clock is already 10. I believe with this 1 hour discussion, at least can help us, especially our Mualaf brothers and sisters out there, to have an idea what should we do next. Of course, in life, we will be facing many challenges, issues, and problems. After all, this is life. But the most important thing is how we handle those issues. Do we just close our eyes, sit and do nothing, or we wake up, take action and prevent those issues with early planning from now? The decision is yours. Think carefully, think wisely. At the end of the day, it is all about you, your family, and your responsibility, even you are no longer around. Again, thank you for both of our panelists tonight, Brother Azad and Sister Aisha, and of course to all of you that joined us, stay with us until this very end. Thank you very much. And for any other inquiries, please do reach us. Follow us in Instagram, Facebook to get more information about Islamic estate planning. That's all from me. That's all from us. Until we meet next time, good night and Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, Zaro.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Brother Azad.
Thank you.